Hello and welcome to Heart and Hustle, Visionary Healers, Movers, and Shakers. I am your tribal hostess and your transformational lifestyle coach, Paulette Rees-Denis. In this program, I enjoy bringing you these magical change-making entrepreneurs who are bringing healing, inspiration, and love to the world. My desire is to inspire you to step up more fully into your life, into your passions and your dreams, and continue to make beautiful change in our world. You be the change you wish to see. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy our deep and lively conversations. Blessings to you. Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of Heart and Hustle, Visionary Healers, Movers, and Shakers. I'm so happy to have you join us today with a wonderful woman from Australia. So she's in the future. We were just talking about our time difference. It's afternoon for me and it's tomorrow morning for her, and it's all cool. Anyway, Sarah Ripper is here with us today. I'm really thrilled to bring her to our show and to have you meet her and know a little bit about what she is bringing to the world, what magic she is creating. And I'm really glad you're all here. Again, I'm Paulette Rees-Denis. I'm your movement motivator and your magic maker and your transformational lifestyle coach, among a million other things that I decide to do. So Sarah, how are you?
I'm great, Paulette. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad you're here. I love it. I love having my global vision expand.
It's
so
beautiful.
I've been to Australia, I don't know, 7 times or so, I think. And I just love it. So where are you in Australia?
I'm in Brisbane at the
Okay.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. So how about you tell us a little bit about what you're creating in the world?
Sure. Okay. So at the moment, I am the co-founder and director of Myoni. We're making ethical, recyclable, Australian-made menstrual cups.
That is so awesome.
That is
so cool. People, did you hear that? Say that again.
Reusable, recyclable, ethically Australian-made menstrual cups.
Very cool. And how did you start doing that?
Well, long story. A group of friends and I started using menstrual cups 10 years ago. And I know in North America, they're a lot more popular, but in Australia, they're not. And even back then, they were like super hippie thing, like really out there. And I was always like, well, why are these not around? Like, why are they just cornered into a hippie realm and that's it? Like, they just make a difference to people's lives. They save waste, they save money, they're safer to use, and it saves up brain space, like one thing, you're done.
Right.
Yeah. And so I just got about thinking of how this could be possible, talking to friends who were industrial designers, and they helped me. This lovely guy, a friend of mine from high school, I used to go to his house, and in exchange for making him dinner, he would help me design the menstrual cup. So I'd bring all these different cups and be like, this would be like this, but this, but this, but this. Bless him.
What a great, oh my God, what a great. Oh, that's great. Wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we were like, none of us come from the business world. I'm have a creative background, teacher, community development, energy healing. Fee works in rock art research, like cave paintings, Indigenous cave paintings, and Tilly works in community development. So yeah, none of us were we didn't know what to start the word startup. We didn't know pitch decks. We didn't know any of this stuff. But we saw a grant, and we just thought, oh yeah, let's apply for that. And we applied, and we got it. And so that's made it all possible.
Congratulations. And how long ago was that?
That was a year and a half ago. And then because we've chosen to make everything in Australia, it's taken a very long time. But we're nearly there. And we're in an accelerator program at the moment called Elevate Plus, Impact through Impact Boom. So they're a social enterprise accelerator. and they have 15 high potential social enterprises from Brisbane that they work with. So we're in that program right now, which has been awesome, just to have a community of people who are like-minded and support one another. It's been really energizing. Yeah.
It's so good to do that, to surround yourself with people who do lift you up and do energize you, and like, vice versa, of course. And I know I'm always talking about that with my clients. It's like, who is around you?
Yep.
Who do you surround yourself with, and what do you surround yourself with? Is it something to step you up, or is it something that holds you down, right? Holds you back.
Absolutely. Yes.
And to work with and to co-work. I mean, especially, I notice a lot. I have a global enterprise, but I work alone a lot at home when I'm not traveling or whatever. And sometimes it just is freaking lonely.
Yeah.
You don't really talk to a human like in person, So it's great to co-work and have that support and have all those other people with different knowledge, right? That can help.
Yeah, absolutely. And people that are out there to share their passion and create a positive impact in the world. It's just really fun. It's great.
Well, congratulations on that whole aspect of what you're doing. I know you're doing more than that. So you're doing energy healing, and you're a painter and a coach, and
so energy healing and coaching. I'm not a painter yet, but maybe one day.
Oh, okay.
I do more like
somewhere I got that in the
but I like painting, I like drawing, so not particularly wonderful at it, but that doesn't matter. It's all about the fun of it, right? So I do energy healing. I've studied various different modalities for the past probably 8 to 10 years.
Yeah, like what kind?
Pranic healing, Reiki, Russian cell regeneration, access consciousness, techniques from the Siddha yoga tradition of South India. Yeah, lots of things. Mostly though, the one I've studied most in depth is pranic healing. And I've studied that.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, cool. So I like to think of it as like energetic anatomy. So we learn about how the physical body works, but sometimes when it comes to understanding the energy body, it all gets a bit vague or a bit like intuitive, and all of that's great. But think about it this way, like how does a blind man see an elephant or perceive an elephant? With his hands. Mm-hmm. Right? Like they feel it. And in pranic healing, we learn to sensitize our hands to feel energy. Just like in kinesiology where they do muscle testing, it's like a subtler version of that. And we use that as like a diagnostic tool to understand the state of the energy body and the state of the chakras, because chakras are different energy systems that govern different aspects of the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual parts of us. Mm-hmm. And they are constantly absorbing and expelling energy at varying rates depending on their health. And ultimately, we want to be in alignment and health and vitality. And we know that our bodies can heal themselves. Like if I cut my leg and I leave it alone and I keep it clean, it will heal itself. Mm-hmm. We know we know we can do that. And by cultivating the life force that interpenetrates us. So it's not just this thing out here. It's not just like, oh, I have an aura. The energy body interpenetrates the physical body. So if we work to bring that into balance, we can accelerate the rate of healing that occurs in the physical as well. So,
Excellent. And how did you get started doing energy healing?
I was always interested in, like even as a child, I didn't know, I was like, I grew up Catholic, but I was always interested in, I remember being maybe 7 and going into a shop and picking up a crystal book and saying to my mum, I need this book. And being, and like family friends I remember at this dinner table when I was a little kid, and I was like, all religions are the same. It's just like a different messenger in a different place of earth, giving the message in a way that people can deliver it in a way that like works for their culture. And they just like looked at me.
Well, where did you come from? Right.
Yeah, so I always had that like knowing. But I learnt Reiki in India. I was traveling around. Oh, I went to uni in India. I went to film school in India when I was like 21. And
Films?
after that, yeah, Bollywood. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
To,
And
to be in films or to do the filming?
both. So at uni, we had like 13 subjects. We had to learn everything. It was pretty full on. It was like, and little Miss Extracurricular over here, I wanted to do like all the extra classes. So I did, I did yoga and singing and Hindi class and something else. So, yeah, it was a busy time, but it was lots of fun. We had to wear a uniform.
Oh my.
And in the residential college, like the boys weren't allowed on the girls' floor and the girls weren't allowed on the boys' floor. And if you
Wow,
got
in university. Oh my goodness.
yes.
Okay. Well.
Yep. Once one of my classmates, who was this like 27-year-old Italian guy, came over into my room for a cup of tea, and then the guards came and they were like looking for him. It's like, oh my God, we have to hide you.
Jeez. Okay, that's a trip. That's at that age.
Yep. Yeah, I know. Right. Yeah. It's pretty funny.
So you went to India and you started studying a lot of different things, including Reiki and then you
yeah.
said access consciousness. So I also do bars.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Cool.
And Reiki,
Awesome.
and other modalities myself.
Awesome.
So would you say that is your primary work, or what is your primary work, or is there one?
They're not really at this point in time. Not really. So Mayoni, I'm doing healings, and I'm also, the thing I'm finding that's happening now is partnering with other aligned practitioners. Like I'm partnering with an amazing woman based in Montreal, and she's a mindset coach for creatives. And she does group programs. So I do the energy healing part of that. Yeah.
Ooh,
So I'm doing that. Yeah. So I'm always up for that kind of thing, because that's just really fun to collaborate and yeah. And then I work on FlexiFlow, which is a Brisbane-based social enterprise. We do integrated, innovative education wellbeing programs for kids and educators and families. So we have workshops in circus, yoga, music therapy, sound therapy, educational kinesiology, sort of embedding all of those things with young people, and then with educators. So giving them different skills to draw upon, because as we know that sometimes in the classroom or in situations with young people, people can sometimes draw upon things that they experienced that didn't work for them. So just giving different tools and techniques that people can use. And
that's great. I wish I would have had that growing up.
I know, right?
Yeah. Wow. Not close. And I went to Catholic school too.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Only from 6th grade though. And then all hell broke loose. So I had
okay, what happened?
Rebel exploded. But so what do you see for yourself? What's calling you? What's your passion evolving into?
Oh, that's a great question. What's my passion evolving into?
As a businesswoman and an empath and creative.
I think, I love doing so many different things. So finding some way of balancing all of that harmoniously. It's pretty harmonious, but maybe, there's always room for improvement. Like what I'm passionate about is creative expression and soul expansion. That's what I'm passionate about. So, and opportunities, what I see for myself in the future is opportunities to do that globally more. So to create art that makes a difference, and to do workshops, collaborations, and use to be used as a tool for positive change. That's what I want to
Oh,
see
I love that.
people. Yeah.
What do you do? So I love to ask everybody. I'm a very big self-love, self-care proponent. And especially when we do this kind of work, when we're working with others and empowering others. And what do you do for yourself, like every day?
Yeah. Okay. It's a great question because I'm just starting to get really a lot more strict about this. So I'm doing a non-negotiable morning routine, and like my phone goes on flight mode at night, and my rule to myself now is the phone does not come off flight mode until I've done my morning routine, which is journaling, meditation, mindset, and whatever else I feel like I need to do. And sometimes I'll go into, like a few days ago, I went into, like, I received that I had to do some work stuff. So I went and just did that after my routine. But yeah, just cultivating more space for silence. Yeah. Yeah. And going slow, because
So important.
yeah.
Important. And what I love is that is a pretty standard, I would say, with the more people I talk to around the world, because that's my morning routine as well.
Cool.
I've been journaling all my life, really, and writing all my life, but from the morning pages, Cameron, centuries ago, to meditation, to some sort of movement, yoga or running. I do both. Throw in some dance or go to the gym, but it's so important. And I tell you, when you don't do those things, you can really feel the day not expand into its fullest and its grandest. But when you do set your mind, and you set yourself up for success. That's what I say. So that
Absolutely.
every day is beneficial and awesome and profitable and abundant and joyful, to bring all of that into your work mode, into your pleasure mode too, whatever your work schedule is. So it's really great to hear that you two have that routine and that it's non-negotiable. Because what happens when you don't do it?
Oh yeah. Just the day is a bit blah, really.
And
or I'm more thrown out by what's around me, less centered, less composed, and not as intentional in the things that I'm doing.
Right. And sometimes for me, I know I get a little bit unbalanced or unfocused, right? It's like, oh, should I do that or should I do that? And if I lay it out for myself, it's like, okay, bam, bam, bam.
Yep.
Easy. Fabulous, right?
Yep.
So good. I do have a new puppy who's sleeping right next to me. And so my mornings are a little bit different now. And I've actually learned what to do now is, like, when I get up in the morning, first thing, like I get up at 5 and she has to go outside, of course. And she's so full of energy. There's no way there's going to be a meditation in there. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So instead of doing that first thing, I play with her first thing. I sit on the floor and I have my coffee and I play with my dogs and my cat and talk with my husband and and then he goes to work. Then they're tired. Then I go into myself.
Yeah.
And it took me a while. It was like, damn it, come on. I really want to do this thing first. It's like, no, that's not going to happen now. Right. It's like having a baby. I guess. I mean, I don't have one, but so it's being able to readapt.
Exactly. Yeah.
But to still get that self love in and set yourself up.
Exactly. And like you said, being flexible to what comes up in life and navigating around that, but still carving out some time and space to do that. Absolutely. Yeah.
Right on. Okay. So my last question to you is, because this is about passion and hustle. You told us a little bit about how you started Maioni. Is that how you say it, Maioni?
Yep.
And you got the grant and everything. But what's also been hard for you as a woman business person or entrepreneur? I mean, what struggles have you faced?
Ah, great. Okay. We've, yeah, a lot. Okay. We've faced, because you don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just been a huge learning curve for us. Huge. We've noticed that a lot of the time in the business context that we've been in, we have been the token females, and that sometimes there's been interesting reactions to us, and that's been
To you as women, or to your product, or?
a bit of both. Yeah. Yep. But on the contrary to that, there's also been lots of people that have been supportive as well. But I guess I'm trying to think of the challenges. We've had challenges with our manufacturers and in communicating things that need to be done. And what are the challenges? So many things, like things that take way longer than you think they're going to take, and you're not prepared for that. Mm-hmm. That's been a challenge.
The whole manufacturing world, right?
Oh my God. Yep. that's been they've been my patience gurus, those guys, for sure. What other challenges have we had as women?
Gurus.
One of my Buddhist friends was like, "Hey, you're patience guru." I'm like, "Okay."
I like that. Ooh, yep. That's really good. Oh, I'm gonna have to use that one.
Yeah. What else? Well, the grant we got, we went to it. We were blissfully ignorant about how difficult that was to get. And I went to a session for people who had received it, and they said, "Oh yeah, 18% of the recipients are women." Like, oh, that's interesting.
Wow.
Yeah. And so the more I'm getting sort of a little bit into this world, the more I'm seeing the disparity. Like, I joined, I don't know if you've heard of SheEO. They're in Canada, US, Australia, New Zealand.
Huh.
Yeah. They're worth checking out. SheEO, yeah. Nice. SheEO, I think it's .world, but I'll check. I'll email them to you. So what they do is they are you become an activator, and that means you give in Australia it's it's $1,100 to become an activator, and that money goes into a pool, and women-led ventures that are out to do positive things for the planet apply to get $100,000 no interest loan and access to a network of women who will support them. And so that money goes to that. So in Australia, we just announced we've got 5 ventures who are doing that. So that's sort of happening as a response to the fact that women get something like 4% of venture capital globally. It's not a lot. Yeah. So it's great to see that there's initiatives like that are responding to those sorts of things. Like, cool, those things don't work, but let's create something else. So that's been the plus side of learning about the things that aren't working in those realms, to see the things that are. Yeah,
it's really good. It's good to see you stepping into some of those places, gaining the knowledge and taking action and being supportive and being supported. Very nice. Love it. I love it. Oh, Sarah, what fun. What great things you're bringing to the world.
Oh, yeah. We're all, thank you. We're all doing it together, all these fabulous things. And that's the great thing, when we do find all these awesome things that are happening in the world. So it's just, for me, I just have to remind myself to keep focusing my attention back on all the awesome innovations that are happening in whatever realm of industry or passion that we have. Like there
Yeah.
are cool things happening that we can all be a part of.
It's great. And, you know, it's, again, going back to just the idea of the solopreneurs, like it's easy to get really caught up in your own little thing.
Yeah.
And to allow yourself the time and the exploration of what else is going on out there and what can help me and what can I do to help. Because ultimately, it's really great to be of service.
Absolutely.
You know, with whatever we are creating and giving. So cool. Thank you, Sarah Ripper from Australia, from Brisbane. Best of luck on your ventures.
Thank you so
for
much.
taking the time to be with us today at Heart and Hustle. And thank you everyone out there, all our viewers and listeners. We really appreciate your support and coming and viewing and getting little tidbits and lots of ideas and inspirations and just getting to meet all these other people around the world doing these great things. And I love being able to bring them to you. So I really appreciate you being here with us and supporting us. So until we meet again, many blessings out there. And again, thank you, Sarah. And thank you for being at Heart and Hustle, Visionary Healers, Movers, and Shakers. I am your tribal hostess, Paulette Rees-Denis, and we will see you next time.